Good morning, what's going on, guys? Back with another video, and I'm excited about today. So started tearing out some of the panels in the back here just to see what kind of rust we were working with. That side is actually really good. Towards the back, that sill's a little bit messed up. This side, however, you can see the ground straight through there. And same with the wheel well over here. It's pretty well rusted out, but the rest is okay. Definitely going to need some new metal to put in there. And this tailgate, which is super heavy, I do need to take off because these sides and that back sill were back here. If I were to when I lowered this tailgate, this whole back end flexes. So that's definitely going to need some bracing and some extra support. But that's not what I'm excited about today. I am excited about this, which just showed up in the mail, which is the 6-inch Superlift lift kit for this vehicle. It's 6 inches in the front, 4 inches in the back. So it's got the new long radius arms, drop brackets for everything. I think this is the drop brackets and hardware for the sway bar. These are the 4-inch blocks and all the hardware for the back end, new springs, new shocks all around. So I'm excited to get this on. I don't know how much of a beast it is going to be to get on. The installation of the kit itself doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad. Getting bolts and stuff off of this 89, I don't know. I'd have to do the math real quick. I can't even think how old that is. I know it's older than any of my kids. Almost as old as my wife, but looking forward to getting that in. I'm kind of nervous that I'm not going to be able to get this thing out of here once it does get lifted and new wheels put on. It's going to be a close fit to getting it in or out of this garage. So we'll see how it goes once I get the lift on. Make sure it can get in and out. And then I haven't decided 100% on what I want to do with the wheels yet. So I haven't gotten tires or anything to go. I kind of like these wheels and I'm sure they would polish up great. So I kind of want to keep them and then just get some bigger tires on there. Then again, I wouldn't mind getting some new wheels as well, and I'm probably going to have to polish one of these up, see how it looks, and get a measurement and exactly how wide they are, because if they're 8-inch wide, then that should be fine, because I want to go with a 35 by 12.5-inch wheel. If it's a 7-inch wide, that's going to be kind of pushing it for the size tire I want, and I may end up needing to go with a different wheel. That's to figure out at another time. Right now what I want to do is I'm going to get this rear end jacked up for the first time, get the wheels off, check the brakes, because I know I said I didn't want to tear too much apart of this car before I got around to driving it, but I did want to pull the wheels off, check the brakes, check all the suspension components, and while I'm doing that, might as well go ahead, change them out with the new lift kit components, replace anything that does need replacing. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to get started on the rear end, which should be the quicker win. Be able to get this jacked up, get the wheels off, check the brakes, check all the other components back here, and get the new lift blocks in. Alright, so a slight change of plans. I could sit here for hours or possibly days fighting these bolts. I was thinking I needed to go get a super long socket so I could get the impact on there and try to work them off. And it's like, now I can just cut those. And then it's like, well, if I'm cutting them anyway, why not just cut them up? Wait for the car to go by. Why not just cut them off completely? I have brand new U-bolts, I have nuts for it, I have everything new. So if I gotta cut the bolts down anyway just to get a tool on there, I might as well just cut them off completely. So got the cut off wheel. I'm just gonna cut these U-bolts off of there and go from there. Save me the time of fighting those bolts. All right, so yeah, that just saved me a few hours of messing around with those bolts. So yeah, enjoying that. I'm gonna get everything cleaned up in here a bit, and then I got to take that shock off, lower this down a bit, put the new lift block in there, and then we'll move over to the other side. Alright, so not sure where I left off. The battery died and I'm not sure where, so I'll just go from where we're at right now. We got the block in, the U-bolts on, nothing's tight right now, it's just on this side, and the shock on this side, all on the passenger side. The reason I don't have it tightened down is because it's impossible to get everything lined up when everything's tight. I had to go ahead and cut the U-bolts off on the passenger side as well, or on the driver's side as well, just to be able to get anything lined up on this side. So I didn't want to tighten anything up yet till I go ahead, get the new shock on the driver's side and get the block on there, then get everything lined up, then we can go ahead and tighten things up. The shocks are very simple on this. Just two 18mm bolts, or a 18mm bolt with a 18mm nut. Take that off, and then there's up top, which I don't know if you can see over there, just another 18mm bolt. Everything comes out, and put the new bolt in. It did take a bit longer than expected to get this side done. That's because the on the block you got a pin on the bottom, then a hole on top where there's another pin here that goes in there, and that pin head had been, I don't know, mauled or something, because it was all mushroomed out on the end, and I had to keep shaving that down. I was afraid I didn't want to, shave any of the pin down, but I did have to get all the smushed off of there so it would actually fit in the hole. So I had to grind that down a bit. I finally got that, so that's fitting in there. Just once it's lined up and tightened, there shouldn't be any gaps. Hopefully the other side's not too bad, but we'll go find out. Alright, so got everything put back together. Got the lift blocks in, cleaned up everything a little bit. Didn't record too much of getting everything lined up, but I will let you know it is a pain. Definitely would recommend having two people or a bunch of straps laying around. Because even with both sides loose, the leaves kind of want to bow outwards. So trying to get those lined up, and then side to side and forward back to get everything lined up was not fun and not an easy task, and probably best that I didn't record anything of it, because it would have all been bleeps anyway. But have everything snugged up nice and tight, and here comes the moment of truth. All right, so that is how high the back sits now. Let's see, it comes up to almost shoulder height. And yes, I did measure before I lifted it. Of course, this isn't the actual wheel arch, so it's hard to say. But yeah, definitely going to need some bigger tires to fill that up. Gives him plenty of room to work around in there now, so that's good too. But yeah, eventually do want to fill that up. Hey, overall, the process, it's a simple process. It's removing the U-bolts, putting the new blocks in there, and bolting everything back together. Seems simple enough. You know, on the tracker, doing the rear end, a little easier because nothing weighs anything. Everything on this Bronco is older, more stubborn, and about 10 times as heavy. So getting things into place was definitely a fight. Where did I put my tape measure? Oh, here we go. About 43 inches. So yeah, that is about a 4-inch lift. So that's right on the money there on the back. It's actually a little bit more, I think. I have to remember back. But yeah, that will be good. Yeah, it kind of looked level already just because so much of these wheel arches is eaten out that, you know, if you looked at wheel arch, they looked level. But the back end did sit up a little higher than the front. So the back is lifted 4 inches, the front will be lifted 6. So it's level. But yeah, I'm gonna go get some lunch. This thing kicked my butt. What I thought was gonna take, you know, an hour or two. It took much longer. It took about an hour or two, and then an additional hour or two of just fighting with that thing just to get it lined up. But once everything popped into place, and then I was able to get everything tightened up, I still... Now that the vehicle is on its own weight though, I need to go back through, torque everything. I think it's 120 foot-pounds. Yeah, 120 foot-pounds. So I grab the torque wrench, go through all those bolts and torque them. Well, for the U-bolts, I'm not sure what they are for the shocks. I gotta look that up. But for the U-bolts, it's 120 foot-pounds. But you're supposed to wait until the vehicle is actually on its own weight before you torque those. So now that that's down, I'll get those torqued. And then we will move on to the front. All right, guys, so just been cleaning up the garage a bit. Got some parts in. Got the bumpers in for the Geo Tracker. So I just did a video about that. And just getting the garage cleaned up a little bit and about to tackle the front suspension lift. But I think I'm going to go ahead and break that off into another video because I'm realizing this one is getting pretty long already. So I'll just leave this as a video for lifting the back, and then I'll do another video for lifting the front. But one thing I did want to mention is if you are going to do what I did and cut those U-bolts, be very careful because they can become projectiles. They're already under, the bolts themselves are under 100 and some foot-pounds of torque plus whatever weight. So when you're cutting them, if you cut them short, they will shoot up and out of there. So don't have your hand or your face or anything valuable up above them because they can shoot up with some force. So be careful because that can become potentially dangerous and harmful. So be safe. You know, don't take risks if you don't have to. But yeah, I'm not a professional mechanic or anything. I've said it before. I'm just a guy that likes to do turn wrenches in my garage. So, you know, what I do show may not be the best way of doing things. If you have a better way of doing anything, go ahead, comment down below and let me know. I'm always willing to learn, love to learn, and I hope you're getting some value from the videos. If you are, give it a thumbs up. go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'll be back with another video doing the 6-inch lift on the front suspension of the '89 Bronco and more videos. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.